Hi everyone, how's everyone doing today? It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. It is a rainy day, so you might hear some thunder in the background. I am Wendy Mooney Smith, and I am the owner of Mangados Muse and the Spiritual Soul Boutique located here in Franklin, Pennsylvania. Hi ladies, thanks for joining. I have yoga on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I offer sound baths on Wednesdays from 6 to 7. And I am coming to you here today because back in 2024, I had a program called Wednesdays with Wendy, and every Wednesday I would come on and I would talk about different topics. And I have been reflecting, hello Miss Mandy, hello Katrina, hello Jody. I have been reflecting on whether or not I wanted to do this program again. 2025, as a lot of you have been experiencing as well, has been something, hasn't it? A lot of weird energies, people moving through a lot of things, and it has been challenging to say the least. And so I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back to this concept. And so when I was thinking about it, I was like, what can I offer? What do I have to offer others? Why would people want to tune in and watch what I have to say? And sure, I did crystals and I taught about candles and I taught about herbs, and that was good, but were they really of any true value? Were those episodes of really any true value? Yes, I guess on the surface, if you didn't know about something, or you thought you were interested, you were like, yeah, this is something I want to know. But was it really of value? And of course, then I went down the whole rabbit hole, right? We've all been down there jumping in feet first about my transition from corporate world into the healing community. And what was I doing? Why was I doing it? What value did I think I was bringing? And then I had that sort of revelation. Oh, hey, I'm on your big TV. That, I went into this because I wanted to connect with people, to help them out. There is the topic or the concept of it takes a village, and I think that we can learn through each other and support each other and understand each other. And so that was through connection. And what can I bring you guys to connect with you to do this? And so out of this reflection, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to try it again, and let's see. And there's a lot happening in this moment of me coming back to you. And so today I want to talk to you about something to connect with you. And that is an experience that we rarely talk about out loud. And that is the topic of fear and how it disguises itself as self-sabotage. Yeah. And how did I come up with this? And I'm going to try really hard not to get emotional about this. But I belong to a business group. It's called Entrepreneurs Forever, and we meet the second Tuesday of every month. So 2 Tuesdays ago, we got together and we talk about our businesses, and we have like 5 faces across the line. And it's like sad or frustrated or happy, ecstatic, and then there's a face in the middle. And when it was my turn to talk about my business from the previous month, I was that face right in the middle. I'm just here. I'm just going through the motions. I'm like, whatever happens, happens. It was just there. And of course, they give a lot of support. And it is very, very, I love the group that I'm in. And we talk to each other and we're real about each other. And they make you feel as though you're not crazy and that you're also feeling these feelings and that you're going through it. And so someone else went, and I'm like, okay. And they were very helpful. And someone said, self-sabotage. Yeah, self-sabotage. And I was like, whoa. And that's going to be a topic for another day, but we're going to talk about the fear that leads to this. It was a ton of bricks that hit me upside my head. I'm not going to swear today, I promise. I won't swear so I won't get deleted, right? So it was like, oh my God, In that instant, that ton of bricks hit me upside the head. And I, like one of those old movies, flicking, click, 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 right? The old screen, it hit me that I have literally self-sabotaged in every single thing I've done. Yes, think about it. In my relationships, my friendships, my businesses, my schooling, my athletics, there has always been a part of me who has felt I'm not enough, right? And even though I might have been achieving up here, I would self-sabotage. In every job I've ever had, I've self-sabotaged, and I'm doing it now. And it hit so hard. It hit hard. I had to really think about it. And so I want to talk to you about that today. I want you guys to face your fears and ask yourself, are you self-sabotaging? So in order for us to do this, I want to do a definition. I'm going to give you some definitions. So in my research of like why I'm doing this, right? And that's when I realized, because you're like, why are you the monster under the bed? That's what popped up. Was when we're kids, right? We're afraid of the monster in the closet or under the bed, and we have our parents come out. And it was in that moment that I realized that it's me. That it's me. I am my own as an adult. I am the monster under the bed, self-sabotaging myself every single day. It is. It gets real, right? Yes. Thank you, Mandy. That is why I'm doing this. I want you guys to type in. I want you to connect with me now because I know we're all doing it. All you ladies out there, you just didn't put words to it because we don't talk about it out loud. And so I'm coming on here so you guys can talk about it today and go, what is it within me that I am fearful of? All right. So look, a couple definitions, right? Definition of fear. And first one, an unpleasant as a noun, an unpleasant emotion that's caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. All right, maybe not so much that. I mean, some of you might be in tumultuous relationships where you are fearful. So that's a valid fear, okay? As a verb, to be afraid of someone or something as likely to be dangerous, painful, or threatening. Again, common sense. Yeah, that connects, right? We get that. We're in a weird place, we're feeling afraid. I get it. So you guys know AI, Chat GPT, that is all the rage. So I plugged it in just to see what it come back at. I love Chat GPT because I'll be like, what's the definition of this? And it puts it into a simplistic terms. And it says, fear is the body's alarm system signaling us to pay attention, take caution, or prepare for action. Simplest term, that is what fear is. Yes, Jody, failure is likely to cause pain, 100%. In psychological terms, fear is primitive, intellectual reaction tied to the amygdala in the brain, often triggered by uncertainty, risk, or unfamiliarity. It can be rational, like, we're afraid of an animal or someone, the dark shadow in the alleyway following you. That makes sense. Or irrational, like rejection, failure. And this one is the one that hit me hardest. Success. Rejection for sure. I feel like, yeah, that's common sense, rejection. But success, right? And you're like, who fears success? I think it's not necessarily that we fear success. I think it's the fear that we're not going to get there. And it's not necessarily failure. It's that space maybe in between. So in a spiritual context, because they did include this, which I liked, which is most of you guys out there, it is often seen as the gateway or transformation, a mirror reflecting what we desire most and what we most resist. So we most resist success. At least that's for me. It's not the enemy, but a messenger asking us to listen, grow, and rise. That's amazing. That is absolutely an amazing definition. This is the one that hit me the most, though. Yes, we do. We fear the unknown. We want to know everything. I get it. Life would be so simple if we knew. A feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome of something in the safety of or well-being of someone, or the likelihood of something unwelcome happening. I'm going to say that last one again, because that one really connected. The likelihood of something unwelcome happening. I know a lot of you ladies on here and that will see this. Maybe you have a business, maybe you don't. But we don't know what that unwelcoming would be. And maybe that is rejection. I got to be honest with you. When I started this 2 years ago, I have not been well received. A lot of us have not been well received. It is starting to catch up, and that is fantastic. But in the meantime, the growing pains that we've had to go through in order for people to catch up with what we're trying to do and what we're trying to bring has brought us a lot of pain, a lot of fear. And why are we doing this? And questioning ourselves why we are doing this, right? So I've told many of you, I'm reading this book right now called Conversations with God by Neil Walsh. I can't think of his name. And I had it, I was going to show you guys it, and in preparation forgot it. So I'm sure I'll pop it up again. But in this book, Neil is having a conversation with God, and God says that we make decisions based on two emotions, two factors. That's all we have verbiage for in our worldly bodies. And that is love or fear. And we as humans make decisions largely based out of fear. And that just there it is. Fear. And who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? Because we think of fear as something else. And I have to say, fear doesn't always show up as panic or trembling hands. Sometimes it's quieter, right? Sorry, my nose is running because it's a little chilly in the shop. But it's quieter. It's oh, I'll start that tomorrow, or I'm not ready yet, or or maybe it hides in an emotion or an action like perfectionism or procrastination, doubt, or even busyness. We're oh, I'm busy, I'll do it later, right? And in that instant, you need to do it because it's a gateway, it's a step, it's going to get you to where you need to be. And you're I'm too busy. And then you go back and you're are you really too busy to be successful or to make your business work or go on that venture? Are you? That's what we say to ourselves. And often, fear will wear a mask. You're what? What do you mean that? It's a mask of logic. It's convincing us that our dreams are unrealistic. We need that because we have enough people saying what you want to do is silly. And you know how many people have told me doing this, giving up that to do this was silly, that I'll never be able to make anything. I'm not in the right area. And it's so easy for me to blame everyone out there. I'm not in the right community. And yes, maybe I would be more successful if I was in a bigger city, in a bigger community there was a little more anonymity and people weren't there to judge me or think that I was crazy because I went from a corporate life to a hippie life. But I'm happier, and people don't like that, and people judge you because this is what they want for themselves. This is their own fear, and we let their fear rub off on us. But we have the mask that we wear ourselves, this illogical mask of saying that we're unrealistic, right? That we're not there yet. Maybe it's not meant to happen yet. That's fear. That is scary. That is fear. But let's call it. Let's call it for what it is. Fear is failure. A fear of failure, a fear of success, a fear of being seen. I gotta tell you, that works twofold for me. Fear is success. Do I want to put myself out there? And two, do I want to put myself out there? I wonder how people are going to receive me, because I haven't been well received in so many places, and I don't necessarily like my face being out here on here. I'm fearful now about how people are going to receive this, But you guys have received it well in the past, but that doesn't mean you're going to receive it. People are fickle. You don't know what they want when you're running a business. You think you know, but you don't know. You don't know. So maybe you guys won't respond to this. This is as much for me as it is for you to maybe look at it and go, fear of being seen. Why are we afraid of being seen? Maybe because of all the haters out there, and we know people are going to judge us. Maybe that's part of it. And when we let it lead us, we start building these walls, these bridges. We literally put there, instead of bridges, we should be building bridges. My bad, I misspoke. We build up walls instead of bridges. We talk ourselves out of exactly what it is we need and what we are craving. We do. That is where the self-sabotage begins. Not from lack of ability. I know I can do this. I have done this so many times for so many other businesses. And when I did this, I'm like, I want to do it for myself. Yes, success also catches the often unwanted attention of people that don't want, yes, 100%. Like, who is your soul tribe? Who are people that truly support you and want to be there for you? We talked about that today earlier, two of my friends and I, over who they really are, where they're talking to you, to your face, and truly wanting to support you. Yes, and being seen leads to judging. Yes, and we're afraid of being judged. Why? Because we judge ourselves. We don't need other people judging us. So the self-sabotage begins from the fear, not from a lack of ability, but a belief that we are not worthy of the life we truly want. Yep, we think we don't deserve it. The reason why I'm not successful, the reason why my business isn't doing what it needs to be doing, the reason why I'm not making the steps that I need to make and being where I wanted to be was because the universe must think I don't deserve it. Yeah, that's where we go. We think that we don't deserve it. But here's the truth. Here's what I've been reading and studying in this book. It's that while optimally we should be making decisions based out of love, and on love, out of love, taking that and grasping it, we're not there yet. So we need to realize that fear is not our enemy. Let's flip that instead. Fear is not our enemy. Think of it more as a signal. So when we're feeling that sense of fear, it means that you're on the edge of something meaningful. Something that requires courage. Right? When I feel fearful, it's because I've hit on something that requires courage. I'll tell you, it took a lot of bravery and a lot of courage to leave the life that I had for this one. And yes, I'm happier, but some of you who are close to me have felt what I've been going through and not being in this place of uncertainty and not knowing. So, not the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward with it. Let's do that. Let's move forward with it. So what if we stop trying to eliminate it and instead get curious about it? What if we let it teach us where our deepest growth is waiting? Because when we bring awareness to our self-sabotage, and that's what I'm doing here today, I am bringing awareness of self-sabotage, because I wonder how many of you are doing it and you just didn't know it. You didn't put words to it, right? You're like, you're gonna go and I almost swore. I almost said the F word. I'm like, holy shit, yeah. Oh, and I still did it. I still swore. But yes, I have been doing this. And when you hear that and when it hits you upside the head, that's when you can finally grow and stop it. Because when you acknowledge it, guess what? This is what I tell you guys. You can reclaim your power. We talk about it all the time. When we think somebody is sending us hate or we're not successful because of somebody else, and we say reclaim our power. What if we reclaim our power within ourselves? Stop self-sabotaging. We can choose to pause or we can choose to retreat. So let's pause instead of retreat. Breathe instead of run. And trust instead of doubt in ourselves. Your dreams, they're not too big. They're not. They're very much realistic. You are not too much. I'm so tired of people saying you're too much. My personality is too much. You talk too much. I had someone tell me that. I've had a couple people tell me that, because that is anxiety, of fear of being rejected. So when I'm in a group, I talk too much. My daughter admitted to me she does the same thing. You fill the void because you fear rejection, so you talk too much. Fuck you. I swore. Sometimes you talk too much. Guess what? I am not too much. I don't talk too much. You are becoming. And sometimes becoming requires walking. Walking through fear, walking through the turmoil, and you do it with tenderness, and you do it with self-compassion. Yeah. Let fear be the fire that fuels your evolution, not the chain that holds you back. Stop holding yourself back. So that is my little blurb on fear. I have a sound bath every Wednesday night from 6 to 7. So with this new series that I'm rolling out and that I'm trying, I am going to take this week's lesson and apply it to next week's sound bath. That gives you guys a week to think about things. And we're going to focus on the topic from this Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I'm having a sound bath and a guided meditation on fear. Understanding and facing our fears through meditation, through vibration. My tagline is vitality through vibration, and I try to teach you guys how to face life's challenges with grace and with ease through learning to channel from within. And in this book, God says to us, if I do not go within, I go without. So come to me on Wednesday, next Wednesday, from 6 to 7. Contemplate your fear, and let's see if we can face it head on. That is what I have for you guys this Wednesday with Wendy. I hope you find it beneficial. I hope you find it relatable. I hope I am able to connect with you guys. So I will see you next Wednesday, back here at 5 o'clock. Our topic is going to be about self-sabotage. And in this case, we're going to talk about rejection and how self-sabotage comes along in the form of rejection. That is my whole series. I am the monster under the bed. Are you the monster under your bed through self-sabotage? So until then, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you all ride the wave of life with ease. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I love you all. I am here for you, and I hope to see your beautiful faces soon. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day.